Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited for today's video because today I will be going through my entire jewelry collection with you, and I'm actually quite excited. So not only will I be showing you a little insight into my jewelry, but also chatting through my most loved and most worn jewelry pieces. When it comes to jewelry, I do change my jewelry day to day, but for the most part, I actually like to wear my jewelry every single day. I have pretty much what I call like a base stack, and those are pieces that I keep on every single day. I don't take off. I may add to them, but I will never take those off, and I just live life in them. So without further ado, let's get into this. Before we get into the jewelry, let's talk about storage. This is where I store my jewelry. This has been my trusty storage for my jewelry for, I would say, the last at least 3 years. Now this one here is from Missouri, and it's nothing fancy, but it's very, very practical. I love that it's got 3 different sort of compartments for your jewelry, and you can actually just rearrange them however you like based on what you need, which is really, really lovely. Now my jewelry collection has actually grown over the years, and so this one here is from Idyl, and it's a really, really lovely double compartment. So you've got space for either necklaces or bracelets here, and then on the bottom you've got more room for sort of earrings and rings, and right now I have a whole lot of earrings in here, but I'll go through that with you in a little bit. So those are my 2 sort of storage situations, and I think they are so practical. I mean, I think sometimes for jewelry, practical is the best, especially when you just want to have easy access to your jewelry. Starting off with the jewelry collection, I actually wanted to do a little bit of a jewelry tour and start off with all the pieces that I'm wearing, because I would say these are the pieces that, like I mentioned, I wear every single day, and they stay on me, okay? They don't leave me. We're gonna go top to bottom and start off with earrings. I would say earrings are the one thing that I change very, very often, just because I feel like it's so much fun to play with earrings. But the ones that I'm wearing today are my newest hoop diamond attachments from Idyl, and they are so fabulous. They are this tiny little diamond with almost like a hoop attachment to it, and they are so elegant. They just sparkle in the light. They are truly the most beautiful thing ever. Moving on, we have necklaces, which I think is probably the category of jewelry that I love the most. I just think it is so fun to wear beautiful necklaces. It is the one thing that truly makes me feel so elegant and beautiful. And when it comes to necklaces, I will do the odd chunky necklace, but for the most part, I love diamond necklaces. I love very dainty, very wearable, versatile, and minimal diamond necklaces. But now onto my jewelry stack. Let's start off with my Idyl Evil Eye necklace. So Idyl is actually a brand that I've been working with for a few years now, and a brand that I truly feel so passionate about. They have really, really fabulous modular jewelry, which means you can actually swap all of their pieces in and out. You can have one chain and change the charm on it, or one diamond stud and change the attachments to it and create a totally different look. And I feel like for me, modular jewelry is ingenious. I don't know why more brands aren't doing it. Well, I do, but I think it's ingenious. And on top of that, all of Idyl's diamonds are actually lab grown, which again, for me, I think it's the way of the future. Due to lab grown diamonds being traceable, it actually makes them more ethical, which is fabulous if you're looking for something like that. It also makes them more affordable, which again, makes these diamonds more attainable, but you're still getting a diamond, which who doesn't love a good diamond? So that is why Idyl is a brand that I continue to reach for and also continue to add to my collection. And this Evil Eye necklace has been one that has become very sentimental in my collection, and I'm not sure why. I just feel very, very attached to it. I was actually for the longest while looking for a very dainty and minimal Evil Eye. I didn't want anything with color on it because I wanted to be able to wear it every single day, but I also wanted something that was going to look very luxurious. If I was going to, say, an event, I could wear my Evil Eye and it was almost going to like look as luxurious as the rest of my necklaces. And this Evil Eye could not be more perfect. Again, if you already have a chain at home, you can simply just buy the charm and add it to your collection. Or if you're like me and you love the Idyl chains because they just like glimmer in the light, I have the chain and just added my charm, and it is fabulous. I honestly just like hate taking this evil eye off. I feel like I'm incomplete without it now. I feel like I have my little bubble of protection when I wear it. I love it so much. So yeah, moving on, we have a tiny little diamond also from Idyl, which again, when it comes to choosing your diamonds at Idyl, everything is customizable, so you can pick the size of your diamond. Whether you're a big diamond girl or you're like me and you're like, can I please have the tiniest diamond available? They have it. And so much like my Tiffany, I actually went for the tiniest diamond available for the necklace. I just thought it was so beautiful. It just sparkles. It's there, but it's not, and I love it. If you want to check out some of the Idyl jewelry, I will actually link it all down below for you guys. Definitely do check out their pieces because they are so beautiful. And I always mention this because it is my favorite part, but their packaging is so fun. So whenever you receive your Idyl order, it is like Christmas morning. Everything is wrapped so beautiful. It is just such a fun experience. And if you're like me and you enjoy that aspect of shopping online, then Idyl is perfect. It is so much fun. Moving on to my last necklace. We have a slightly bigger diamond, and this is actually my large diamond from Missouri, which you guys know I have had in my collection for many years now, and I love. It's again that fabulous everyday piece that you just can't go wrong with. Let's move on to my wrist, which is, I would say, the pieces that never really come off, and that's I think because I just can't really get them off, so I keep them on. I live with them, and they go everywhere with me. So going from the back here, we have my very infamous herringbone from Missouri. I have had this one for many years now. I never take it off. I have never had any problems with it tarnishing. I would say the quality on this piece is just amazing. Moving on, we have a beautiful tennis bracelet from Missouri. Again, a tennis bracelet that I wear every single day. I work out in it, I shower in it. There is nothing I don't do in my tennis bracelet. I just figured, why wait for a special occasion? Every day is special, and I'm gonna wear my special pieces every single day and just feel beautiful in them. Following that, we have a tiny little diamond bracelet, also from Missouri. You guys know I love dainty jewelry. I just think it adds a beautiful element to a stack of jewelry, and so this is a piece that I hardly ever take off. Moving on is my Swarovski bracelet, which is one of my favorite bracelets. It was such a great find. The quality has been amazing. It is so sparkly and it's just so beautiful, and I will say I love that it's got a different type of clasp, which makes it feel so much more high quality and elevated. I just love my Swarovski bracelet. I could not recommend this bracelet enough. I will also say the price for the bracelet is amazing. And then here we have my newest addition to my bracelets, which is my newest Idyl diamond bracelet. This is one of my favorite new bracelets, and I picked it out specifically because I thought it would complement my Swarovski bracelet so well, which I do wear every day. I take it off for showers and before bed, but I do wear it every single day. And then beside that, I have, I believe this was a birthday gift from my mom and dad, but this is a tiny little diamond bracelet from Tiffany, which actually matched my diamond necklace from Tiffany, which was my grade 12 grad gift, which I'll show you in a little bit. But it was just a very nice gift, so this one actually matches my necklace, which I do wear quite often. Moving on to this wrist. Now, I'm not really going to talk about watches, but this is a watch that I have been wearing so much. This one here is from Lila Rose, and I love all of their jewelry just because all their watches are very dainty, very tiny. They kind of give you that like Cartier Longines look for like 1/10 of the price. And so I really love the look, especially because I have tiny wrists, so I have always preferred the look of a very tiny watch on my wrist. The smaller the better, and they have so many beautiful styles. I also just love that the face is black because I feel like it goes with so many of my outfits, and it's very lovely. Moving on, we've got a lot of dainty bracelets. You guys know I love dainty bracelets, but this one here is from Missouri, and then we've got two here from Idyl that are actually attached to their own little clasp. So these two are kind of like little sister bracelets together, and then I needed something a little bit bolder on this wrist because I felt like I had a lot of dainty stuff. So this is a chain link bracelet that I have been loving from a brand called Soru. This chain bracelet has slowly become an everyday addition to my collection. I don't necessarily shower or sleep in this one, but I put it on every single day, and every time I put it on, I'm like, oh yes, that's what my wrist was missing. It was this bracelet. Then now it's just like a complete look, and I love it. And then moving on to rings. Rings are something that, much like my earrings, I love to swap out every day based on my mood, where I'm going, and just what feel I'm going for. But the ones that I have been wearing a lot recently has been this particular stack. This is a tiny little diamond ring layered with my tiny stacking ring from Missouri. This stacking ring has literally been one of the best purchases I have ever made. One of my most inexpensive rings and one of my most worn rings, just because I can pair it with anything and it makes it look so expensive, so much bolder, and I feel like it kind of acts as a bit of a modular piece in my jewelry collection, which I love. And then over here on this hand, we've got two stacker rings from Missouri, a beautiful ceramic ring which no longer exists. This is one of my favorite pieces that Missouri has ever launched. I have another one that's very similar to it. This ring right here is a very tiny ceramic ring with diamonds, and I'm so sad that they discontinued them because they are so beautiful and they look so unique. I feel like you never really see a white ceramic ring like that, at least not that I see very often. So I really, really do love them. Let's move on to these two rings right here, which some of you may know are very, very sentimental to me. Let's start off with my, I would say my famous pink ring, because I don't think you guys have ever seen me not wear this ring. But this ring right here was actually gifted to me by my dad on my mom and dad's wedding night, and he's like, well, if I'm marrying your mom, I'm gonna marry you too. And so this is a really sweet symbol, and inside of it, it actually says forever your dad, which is so beautiful. But the ring itself is actually two pink sapphire hearts to represent my dad and I, and sapphire is actually my birth month, although sapphire typically comes in blue. He got it to me in pink, which I absolutely love. I think it's so sweet. And then, funny story here, because I never took this ring off, I actually outgrew it and couldn't get it off. One day I had to take it off. I think it was for like a ballet exam, and I had to take it off. I couldn't. My finger got so swollen, I actually had to get it cut off and resized. I grew up, I lost a little bit of weight, and my fingers got a little bit thinner, and then the ring was big, and I wasn't gonna get it resized again. So I actually ended up getting this ring right here, which is actually from Pandora. I believe I got this one, it was either my 16th or 15th birthday from my mom and dad, and they're like, perfect, now you can keep that pink one in there and it's not gonna go anywhere. And so that one's almost a bit of a placeholder for my pink one, but it also was a birthday gift, so very, very sentimental to me. I never take these two rings off, ever. Like when I go to spas and they're like, oh, please take off all your jewelry, I will take everything off except these two rings. they don't leave my body, okay, ever. So yeah, there you go. That's a little bit of a rundown on my rings. There we go. Now that we've gone through what I would say, I guess, is like my basic stack, my everyday jewelry stack, let's go through some of my favorite pieces in my jewelry collection that, like I mentioned, I will add on depending on my mood, events, what I have going on. There's some goodies in here that are definitely worth mentioning. My rings are my pride and joy. Like I mentioned, it is something that I swap out every single day, and an honorable mention in here would have to be my Charlotte diamond ring. I know I'm a broken record. It is truly one of my favorite rings that I've ever owned. It is so special, so beautiful. Like no matter what I stack it with, it just looks amazing. It is so beautiful, and I absolutely love it. Another thing that I absolutely love is dainty diamond rings, and this is something that I think Missouri is amazing at. I think if you're looking for dainty diamond rings, or even just a simple dainty ring, Missouri is the place to check out, because I think they have so many fabulous options and so many different styles too. This one's got a lot of sentimental value to me. This was actually my grad gift, and this is the diamond necklace from Tiffany. This is from the, I believe it's the Elsa Peretti Diamonds by the Yard collection. And I remember prior to my grad, we went into Tiffany and I tried this necklace on, and I remember telling the associates and telling them, I want the smallest diamond available. And they're like, are you sure? And I was like, I was very adamant. I was a very sure 18-year-old, okay? I think actually I was 17 at the time, and I was like, no, I definitely want the smallest diamond. I want it to be very dainty, like a barely there diamond. And they're like, okay, yeah. And they're like, well, do you at least want to try the bigger diamond just to see what it looks like? Like, these ladies must have been thinking, like, why is this girl like not getting the biggest diamond? Like, her parents are paying for it and she's like adamant on getting the tiniest diamond available, but like I said, I knew what I wanted, and I've always had this thought, and it's just less is more. And so when I picked up my diamond, I knew that I wanted the tiniest diamond, and I did get it in the silver chain. I have definitely teetered towards gold jewelry more over the last several years, but this one is still one of my favorite pieces and is truly so beautiful. A piece I will have in my collection for the rest of my life, 100%. A necklace that I have been loving, which is a little bit on the bolder side, is this beautiful necklace from BIRKS. This is a part of their Muse collection. I love the meaning of it. Now, the reason I love this is because it actually pairs extremely well with some chunkier chain link necklaces. Sometimes my really dainty jewelry doesn't really balance well with a chunkier chain link. This balances so perfectly, and it looks so good, and I mean so good. For me, I feel like jewelry holds so many different memories and sentimental values, and so this piece right here is really special to me because this is actually the first ever BIRKS event that I ever went to. I had no idea what to expect at this event. It was a very intimate dinner with just a few creators and the brand, and at the end of the night they gave us our little blue boxes, and we got to open that up, and within our little blue boxes was this very beautiful snowflake necklace. Now, at that event, we were actually celebrating their snowflake collection, and prior to knowing that we were gonna get anything at the end of that night, we actually got to look at the collection. And whilst we were all looking at the collection, me being me, I specifically said, do you have a smaller snowflake? Because this particular one actually wasn't on display for us to see. And when I asked the lady, she goes, actually, we do have a smaller snowflake. We just don't have it here on display. Fast forward to the end of the night. That is exactly what we got, and it was exactly the piece that I wanted from that collection. It's just so dainty, and it's like a literal snowflake. It's so beautiful, and I love it. So this one, I feel like, just reminds me of that evening, and it's a bit of a career milestone. You know, I think a lot of people look at content creating and they're like, oh, like it's just another event, they're getting free stuff. But I think for those of us who are in the industry, these are very much career milestones, and they're very exciting, I think, steps in our career. You know, this is BIRKS. It's one of the oldest jewelry companies in Canada, if not the oldest. So it really means a lot that a brand chose me to represent them. I didn't get paid, but you know, they thought that I was special enough to be there that night and celebrate with them, and it was such a special night. So for me, that's what that necklace represents, and it's so special. Like I mentioned, I am more of a dainty jewelry gal, but there's one chunky necklace that I reach for time and time again, and that is my Missouri chain link necklace. I don't know if this is available anymore, but I feel like it's the perfect thickness. It's the perfect boldness. It's not too chunky. It's not too dainty. It is just a perfect balance of a necklace, and on me, it's also the perfect length, so this just kind of attaches like so, and it just fits on my neck perfectly. It's just like a match made in heaven. And again, it pairs so well with so much of my jewelry, and it's sometimes just thin enough that it can pair really beautifully with some of my daintier pieces. So again, I feel like this just checks off all the boxes for a nice thick chain link necklace. I love it so much. It's definitely one of my most worn chunkier necklaces. A piece that is so special because this really represents, I would say, the start of my career and being a content creator. This is a beautiful herringbone necklace. This one is from Missouri, and again, it's so beautiful. I mean, I haven't worn it in such a long time, but I mean, look at that shine and that gloss. It is so beautiful. Again, it's so elegant and timeless. I actually grew up with my mom and grandma, my abuela, wearing this type of necklace. So for me to, you know, have one that I have gotten for myself was so special. And again, just a really fabulous piece, so timeless, so classic. I feel like you can't go wrong with sort of a herringbone necklace at all. Moving on to this jewelry case, I have a smaller selection, and I have kind of moved some of the stuff that was overloaded in my bigger one to here. So over here, I want to mention this one right here. This is my carnelian bracelet. I get so many questions when I wear this bracelet. This is actually a gift. I got it, I want to say, when I went to New York with Shiseido, and we actually got given this bracelet and I wore it so much. I love the look of it, especially in the summer. It's a fun pop of color. I actually happen to love the red. I also love what carnelian represents. If you don't know what carnelian is for, definitely search it up. It's worth checking out. And then over here I've got some more sort of dainty bracelets, which sometimes I like to switch in and out for the ones that I'm wearing. And over here we have a very, very old Pandora, sort of like, I don't know how you would describe this, but it's a little tiny bracelet that I got, I want to say, for one of my birthdays, and I used to wear this so much. I actually used to wear this all through high school. I honestly am starting to think I should give it a bit of a polish and start wearing it again because it's so beautiful. But moving on to the bottom part, we have a very small selection of some of my most loved earrings. Okay, we'll start up here because this is actually not earrings. These are my two Dior bracelets, which are so fun for the summer. These are more of like a fun bracelet to wear to like the pool or the beach when you want something just a little bit more like hippie, I guess. So starting off with earrings here, I have my two little tiny diamond studs from Idyl. The nice thing about Idyl, like I mentioned, everything is customizable. So when you even buy your diamond stud for your earring, you can pick the size. And so the ones that I have here on are a different size than the ones here. So if I want a slightly different look to my earring, then I can just swap out the diamond, add my tiny attachment, and I'm gonna get a completely different earring out of it, which, again, ingenious in my opinion. So in this little bottom corner, which you quite can't see because they've all scooted to the bottom, but I have all of my tiny little Idyl attachments, which I can add to my diamond studs and create a totally different look. I also have my very, very loved Ada necklace from Idyl. I snapped the chain on this because, me being silly, I had it over top of my turtleneck, which I do so very often, and I went to take my turtleneck off and just yanked it out, and my poor necklace went flying across the room. So I have not had the time to take this to a jeweler to fix, but this, I would say, is one of my favorite diamonds from Idyl. This is the Ada. It's so elegant, so beautiful. Could not recommend this particular one enough. And then over here we've got my very well loved Pandora pearl earrings. These are sort of like a double stud earring. I used to wear these so much. This is my second pair. Back in the day I had a pair and I lost one. I was devastated, and we went back and they still had them, and I remember saying to my mom, oh my goodness, I better not lose them again because I may never be able to buy them again. And so these are a bit of a prized possession. I remember when I started my YouTube channel and I started doing all of this, these are the earrings that I was wearing, and they are still to this day some of my favorite earrings. They're so elegant. I love a good pearl here and there. I used to wear pearls, I would say, a lot more. I feel like I've entered my diamond era. But yes, pearls are definitely well loved in my collection, which takes us to a very well-known piece in my jewelry collection. These are my drop pearl earrings from Missouri. I feel like so many of you will recognize these because I wore these so much, and they are still a very, very loved and well-worn piece in my collection. I now keep them in here with my most worn earrings because they are the cutest. All right, moving on from the pearls, we have these tiny little hoops. Like I mentioned, I'm a hoop girl. And these ones right here are little diamond hoops from Missouri. These were actually a part of their new lab-grown selection, which again, I mentioned, I'm into lab-grown at the moment, and I think they did a really great job with their collection there. Over here, we've got some few more from Missouri, and these ones here, I actually ended up getting in two colors because I loved them so much. These are not diamonds, actually, they're gemstones. I'm gonna put this down so I can show you better. These ones here are just a tiny little hoop with a tiny little gemstone dangling at the bottom. It is so dainty, so beautiful. Like I mentioned, it's not a diamond, so they're very, very inexpensive. But I can't tell you how many compliments I get on those earrings every time I wear them. They just sparkle and they're so beautiful. Now, the selection of those earrings were actually very much inspired by these right here. It is actually the same earring, but with a little green gemstone, much like the other ones. So complimented. Everybody has something to say about these, and I think it's just because of the color gemstone. They're so beautiful. beautiful, something that I love to reach for in the summer, especially just because I love the pop of green on there. It's so beautiful. Such a little dainty earring, but it's so lovely. Now, I've definitely been gravitating towards dainty diamond earrings like the ones I'm wearing today, but every so often I do want something that's a little bit bolder, and so this is another favorite earrings of mine. These are a gold hoop with a tiny little pearl accent on the bottom. They're so beautiful and I absolutely love how they look on. And again, when I want something a little bit bolder but a little bit classy at the same time, these are such a great earring and I couldn't speak more highly of these. These are fabulous. And I have to mention these next ones because sometimes there's no need for a diamond, there's no need for a pearl. Sometimes the perfect earring is the simplest earring. And so these are my very simple gold hoops. These are from Missouri, and again, they're so minimal, so simple, but sometimes a little goes a long way, and these are fabulous. Again, super inexpensive, but they are so great, and they are a part of my everyday collection because I reach for them so much. Now, these are an honorable mention because I'm a dainty girl, and so when I needed chunky earrings for an event, I reached for Amazon, and these were such a great find. The quality is amazing. They look so shiny and just, they are fabulous for a night out. I will try and find the exact link of these if they are still available. Such a great find, and I had to mention them because again, we all need a little costume jewelry here and there, especially if you're not going to wear them every single day. There's no need to spend $1,000 on something unless you want to. But that was just a really great find that I had to mention because so good. And there you go. I hope this video isn't going to be a million years long, but if you stuck through it, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had fun going through some of my favorite pieces with me. Now, anyways, like I mentioned, I will leave as many of the links of my jewelry pieces, and I will definitely leave some of my Idyl pieces linked down below for you ladies. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.